Hello students, today we will be starting with IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. IUPAC full form, I hope everyone knows well. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this is an organization which decides the rules for organic compounds so that a uniform name should be followed all around the world. And first we start the naming of alkanes. All different kinds of alkanes like straight chain, branched, cyclic, all these different types of alkanes we will discuss. So let us start with few examples. Some rules you people already know, done in 10th standard. But some new rules we will be discussing here. So along with those examples, we will discuss each and every rule. So wherever necessary, you may write the rule. For example, I am taking this a very simple compound. Clear? So whenever we start the naming of organic compound, children, first of all, we are supposed to write word root. Word root means number of carbon atoms in chain. Children, I am repeating, number of carbon atoms in chain. Word root doesn't mean total number of carbon atoms present. We don't have to include side chains or branches. Like here, this is a simple straight chain. So there is no meaning of side chain here. No side chain is present. And total carbon, 4 carbon are there. Word root for 4 carbon is but. After word root, we use primary suffix, that is ane or ine. If all single bonds are there, we use ane. So the name of this compound is butane. I hope you all know about the word roots, but still I am telling you for your revision, if 1 carbon is there, we use meth word root for 2 carbon. For 1 carbon, sorry. For 2, eth, 3, prop, 4, but, 5, pent, 6, hex, 7, hept, yes, or sept. It's hept beta, not sept. 8 carbon, oct, 9, non, 10, dec, 4, 11 carbon, undec, 12 carbon, dodec, 13 carbon, tridec. In this way you can write for 14, 15, tetradec, pentadec. If 20 carbon are there, for 20 carbon we use isocane. If number of carbon are 30, for 30 carbon we use triacontane. Although these are very rare, because generally the chains more than 12, 13, 14 are never asked. But still we should know the word roots for 20 as well as for 30. But very rarely such type of questions they will be asked. So by using these word roots, after word root we will be writing primary suffix. Primary suffix tells us about a, ene or ine. Ane is for carbon-carbon single bond, ene for carbon-carbon double bond, ine for carbon-carbon triple bond. Here I am writing A also in bracket. We will discuss later that where we should use A and when we don't have to use A. That we will be discussing. After writing this primary suffix ane, ene or ine, we will be writing secondary suffix that will indicate the functional group. So now children, we will be using all these rules with examples. We will discuss all rules. This bond line notation, now I think this is clear to all of you. Like, I am giving you this chain. The first and simplest rule is select the longest possible chain. The first rule, children please side by side, pause the videos and write down the rules wherever I am telling you a new rule. And one more very important thing I am telling you, whenever we are doing any example, please you also write that example and note down in your notebook, and on your own, after listening the rule, practice that compound. Only then you can learn the IUPAC nomenclature. If you people only try to watch the video, you will not learn anything. So, written practice is must to learn the IUPAC naming. Once if you learn the rules, you can write the name for any given compound. It becomes so easy for you. So first I said select the longest possible chain. Like if I'm counting from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7 carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon chain. So of course I will go in this direction. Here I am getting a 7 carbon chain and straight I am getting a 6 carbon chain. So longest continuous chain. It is not necessary that chain should be straight. Longest and continuous chain is the main chain. After selecting the chain, next point comes numbering of that chain, from which direction. Children, remember, numbering should always be done from one end. We can never start numbering from in between the chain. Like I cannot start the numbering from this point or this point. We should always start numbering from one end. Now, how to select that from which end we should give numbering? Depends the end from where substituent will get the minimum possible position. Right, children? Second rule, numbering should be done from that end where substituent will get the minimum possible number. Like if I start from this end, 1, 2, 3. Substituent is coming at third position. First substituent is coming at third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second substituent is coming at fifth position. Third and 5. These are the positions coming. If I select this end, 1, 2, 3. First substituent is coming at third position. 4, 5. Second is coming at fifth, sixth and seventh. Means from both ends substituents are taking same position. So no problem, you can select any end. So now start numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now in this 7 carbon chain, third carbon, 1 carbon substituent. Fifth also 1 carbon substituent. Substituents are named as alkyl. Right children, how do we name substituents? Alkyl. Alk means number of carbon atoms, how many carbon atoms in chain. Like if 1 carbon in substituent, methyl. 2 carbon in substituent, ethyl. Right children, 1 carbon substituent is methyl. 2 carbon substituent is ethyl. So at fifth position as well as at third position, both the sides we have 1 carbon substituent, that is methyl. So how do we write the name? Now first write these positions 3 and then 5. So name is 3, 5. Then 2 methyl are there. For 2 methyl we write dimethyl. If 3 are there, we will be writing trimethyl, tetramethyl in this way. So 3, 5 dimethyl. Then for 7 carbon chain, word root is hapt, and for single bond the suffix is ane. So we write 3, 5 dimethyl hapt then ane. So the complete name of compound is 3, 5 dimethyl haptane. Clear children? Take next example. Suppose I have this chain and this is. Now first we select the chain and then numbering order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. From both sides equal chains we are getting. Second, if we are moving in this direction, same chain and same number of substituent. Straight also same chain and same number of substituent. Means there is no difference. Any chain you can select. Now coming to numbering. If I'm starting from this end, the substituents are coming 1, 2, 3 and then 4 and 5. 3 and 5 positions are coming. This side also 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Means from both sides the positions are coming same. Now what to do when from both sides positions are coming same? In previous case we said we can select any side because from both sides positions were same as well as substituents were also same. But the situation is not this in this chain. At this position I have one carbon substituent, means ethyl. At this position I have two carbon substituent, means ethyl. So the second rule of numbering is beta, if positions are same from both the ends, then prefer that end where substituents coming alphabetically first will take the lowest position. Right children? We should prefer the substituent which alphabetically comes first, like ethyl and methyl. Of course, alphabetically ethyl coming first, so we should prefer the end of ethyl. That's why now numbering we should start from right side, not from left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But children, be careful, this alphabetical order we will only select if the positions are same from both the ends. Otherwise, the first rule is try to give lowest position to the lockants. Lockants or substituent, any term you can use, means the side branches, they should get the lowest possible position. This is the first rule. But if the positions are same from both ends, only then we will check the alphabetical order. Otherwise, we will not check alphabetical order. Be very, very careful regarding this. So now, of course, we will follow the alphabetical order. Now write the name. At third position we have ethyl, fifth position we have methyl. Again the question comes, which substituent should be written first, ethyl or methyl? Irrespective of the position of substituents, the substituent alphabetically comes first, should be written first. Written the rule children? I am saying irrespective of the position of substituent. Means whatever is the position, while writing the name, first we should write that substituent which is coming first in alphabetical order. Like ethyl comes first, so we write 3-ethyl. Whatever is the position, whether it is coming before methyl or after methyl. But while writing, ethyl should come first, followed by methyl. We will always follow alphabetical order when we write the name of substituents. So the name of this compound now, this is 3-ethyl. Before word root we write prefixes, and in prefix substituent does come. So before word root prefix will come, after word root suffix will come. 3-ethyl. Then at fifth position we have methyl. So 5-methyl. Then total 7 carbons in chain. For 7 carbon hapt and for single bond ane. So the complete name of this compound is 3-ethyl 5-methyl heptane. Right children? Take another case. Okay, this is another case. First of all, we have to select the longest possible chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon chain. Then another option, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same length. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or that is also 5. Means we have more than one chains of same length. Now what is the rule? First rule, longest possible chain. Second rule, please write it. Whenever we have more than one chains of same length, select that chain having maximum number of substituents. Written children? Whenever we have more than one chains of same length, select the chain with maximum number of substituents. Like if I go straight, I have two substituents. First is coming this one, this is the side chain. and second is coming this one. These are the two substituents I'm getting if I'm going straight. But now if I'm moving downward direction, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only one substituent, that is at third position. Here, same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similar, no change. If I'm taking this one, same to that of straight chain. It means we cannot select this chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if we are selecting this chain, only one substituent is present. But I'm checking the straight chain, we have two substituents. That's why now I will prefer this chain. After chain selection, question is for numbering, left or right. Wherever we will get the substituent at least possible position. So that is of course from left side, because from here 1, 2, 3, third position. From here first and second position. So I will select this end. 3, 4, 5. At second position methyl, third position ethyl. As I told you while writing, ethyl will come. So the name is 3-ethyl, irrespective of the position. 2-methyl. These are the prefixes. Then one root. For 5 carbon this is pent. For single bond it is ane. So the complete name is 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane. Done. Next is, we will be doing many examples so that you become familiar with every rule. Suppose I am taking this chain, we will count how many carbon are there. Then these are the side chains we are using with this chain. One I am giving here. So now children, just check. First of all, select the chain. This type of representation, remember, termed as bone line notation. Right now? Check the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. बच्चे 9 कार्बन चेन ही मिलेगी, आप कहीं से भी आ जाओ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This side is 8, so this is a 9 carbon chain. Now the question arises for numbering. If I am starting from this point, 1, 2, 3. At third position I have two substituents. So third position I will be writing twice because two substituents are there. 3 are there, I will be writing that position thrice. So it is 1, 2, 3. So if I am selecting left hand, 3, 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next substituent is coming at 8th position. Now select this right side. 1, 2. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 7. Written? Now what to do? Some of you might be saying that we will follow the lowest sum rule at these positions and these positions. No, my dear. No. Always check the first point of difference. This is preferred over lowest sum rule. No need to add the positions. You can find here that the lowest sum rule is not applicable. Children, please be very careful. This is a very common confusion among students that we will follow lowest sum rule. No beta, we never follow lowest sum rule. Generally, why this is confusing? Because in most of the cases, the lowest set of locates and lowest sum rule generally come same. That's why students get confused. This is the reason I never use the term lowest sum rule. To avoid the confusion, I simply use the term lowest position, not the lowest sum. Here, first substituent is coming at third, first is coming at second. So, of course, I follow this position irrespective of the sum of locates. Always see the first point of difference. Wherever you will get the first point of difference, we will select that end. Means here this is the correct order. For example, if the positions would be like this, such as this is, for example, I am taking 2, 3, 8. Although it's not there in this example, just I am giving you another option. If the positions would be 2, 3, 8 and the second set is 2, 7, 7. Then beta, if first position is same, just check the second position. First is same, here we are getting the difference, third. So we will prefer this end now. So please make sure the rule is wherever we get the difference, first point of difference, we prefer that lower side. So here we are getting first point of difference at first position only. So we will select this end. But in this case, when first position is same, just check the second. If second is same, just check the third. So this is the rule which we follow while deciding the numbering direction. So now I think obviously it's clear. We will follow 277. We will not follow this 388. This is absolutely wrong. So now the give numbering to this chain. The numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 9 carbon chain. In 9 carbon chain, at second position we have methyl. Then at 7 position we have 2 methyl. So if all the groups are same, we will write them together, giving prefixes ditrite, tetra, etc. So now it is the correct name of this compound is first substituent at second position, second substituent as 7th, third is also at 7. So 277. For 3-methyl, I will be writing trimethyl. 9 carbon, I will be writing non. All single bond, so ane. So this is the correct name of the substance 277 trimethyl nonane. So children, I think this rule is again clear. So these were the rules with simple alkanes where some simple substituents were present. Now moving one step ahead, some complications if present. Complications, what do I mean? Like if I'm selecting this one chain and this one, right? Okay, select the chain first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm moving in this direction, 7. If I'm going straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is longer. Take one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means no confusion. We will be going for straight chain. Then in the straight chain, question comes for numbering. Which direction? Check the lowest position. The side 1, 2, 3, 4. The side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So of course we will prefer this end. Now give numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbon chain. Check the substituent where it is present. It is present on 4th position. So first I will be writing 4th position of substituent. Now beta, what is the substituent? This is, if I check, total number of carbon are 1, 2, 3. But IUPAC nomenclature, beta, it never go for total number of carbon. Here we will be discussing one more very important feature, that is the difference between common and IUPAC nomenclature. In case of IUPAC nomenclature, we never talk about total number of carbon atoms. We always talk about number of carbon atoms present in a continuous chain. But common name says we will be taking total number of carbon atoms. So if I write the name of the substance in terms of common nomenclature rules, then I will be taking it as a 3 carbon substituent, means propyl, 1, 2, 3. But I cannot take it as propyl for IUPAC system. I will tell both the names here so that you will also know how to write the common names. Wherever necessary, we will discuss the rules for common naming also. So in terms of IUPAC, at 4th position we have a substituent of 2 carbon only, continuous chain. Whether you are moving in this direction or in this direction, both sides we are getting 2 carbon chain. In this 2 carbon substituent, further a side chain is present. So whenever a substituent is there in substituent, that is considered as complex substituent. So this is a complex substituent, always indicate in box. Then give numbering to this complex substituent. There are 2 ways to give numbering. One is first and second. Some books use this rule. I am telling you both the rules. You can follow anyone wherever you are comfortable. Both are right. This is one, first and second. Why we have taken it in box? To avoid any confusion in the numbering of main chain and complex. Because in main chain also we have first and second position. Complex also we have first and second position. So avoid the confusion between main chain and complex, we use this box. This is first way. Some books give different numbering like 1 dash and 2 dash to differentiate between main chain and substituent. How they write? 1 dash and 2 dash. You can use any method, both are absolutely correct, accepted by IUPAC. So okay, now we will be writing the name of this. Name of complex substituent is always written in bracket. After writing the position of main chain, that is 4th position, it is present at 4th position. Now we write this name in bracket. Rules are absolutely same. Next, how to write the name. Just check, at first position I have 1 carbon substituent, and 1 carbon substituent we know this is methyl, we just now discussed. So at first position methyl is there, then it is 1 methyl. Total main substituent is of 2 carbon, 2 carbon is ethyl. So name of this substituent is 4th position, then the substituent name in bracket. Complex substituents are always written in bracket. Write this rule, children. So 1 methyl, then 2 carbon is ethyl. Written complete name, and then we write the main chain, that is 8 carbon chain is obtained. Understood? Now I told you that we will be talking about common names also. Now total name of this. In common names, we take the total number of carbon atoms. So at 4th position, total 3 carbon group is there. 1, 2, 3. That is propyl. 4 propyl. 8 carbon chain again obtained. But propyl can be this one, as well as a straight chain of propyl can also be there. Like here, this was, the group was like this. If I write its formula, this was the group. If I write its formula, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH2. It is bonded with main chain through this CH2 group. So it is CH2 and 2 methyl are there. Such type of substituent is termed as iso. This is termed as iso. So this is 4-isopropyl in common. But these terms are only used for common names beta, not for IUPAC nomenclature. That's why I said this name is treated as common name. But if the substituent should be bonded with the first carbon with main chain, like CH2, CH2, CH3. Then for IUPAC nomenclature, now it won't be a complex substituent, it would be a simple substituent, 4-propyl octane. Then how we write this in common name? Common is straight chain is termed as N-propyl. So for common nomenclature, we write it as N-propyl. This is isopropyl, this is N-propyl. This is the major difference in common and IUPAC. One more rule I want to tell you here only. Suppose at this 4th position, I am adding one more group beta, similar group I have given. Just first check the chain, whether it affects the chain length or not. I think no, because this is again in whichever direction you go, it will remain same 8 carbon chain. It will not affect the 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it will not affect the chain length, remain same. So now, whenever similar groups repeat themselves, we use di, tri, tetra, just we used here. But these di, tri, tetra terms we only use for simple substituents like diethyl, triethyl, dipropyl. But these di, tri terms we will not use for complex substituents. Children, first pause the video, note down this example, then write the name after knowing the rule. Listen the rule carefully. Di, tri, these prefixes are only used for simple substituents, not for complex substituents. The prefixes which we use for complex substituents are bis if two complex substituents are there. Similar, not different. If we have different substituents, then no problem, we will arrange them in alphabetical order. Same rule. More than one complex substituents are there, arrange them in alphabetical order. But if similar complex substituent is there, complex repeats itself, then what we do? If 2 same are there, we use prefix dis. If 3 are same there, we use tris. If 4 same are there, although chances are very less, tetrakis. It is for 4. Pentakis, hexakis, in this way you can use the prefixes. Like for this example now, we are talking about the complex is present at 4th position. 4. Name of complex is same. This also same complex. Indicate in box and then give numbering to this complex also 1, 2. Same complex. Means the name is 1-methyl-ethyl. Then main chain is octane. Only the difference is at 4th position you have 2 complex, same complexes. So write the 4th position twice. 4, 4. Then what do we write? This. And after that the same name. Understood, children? How do we write the naming of complex substituents? Okay. First, select the chain. Like this. Of course, straight chain has maximum number of carbon atoms. So now give numbering according to the lowest position of locants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7, 8. At 3rd position I have 2-methyl. 5th position I have 1-ethyl. So for 2-methyl I will be writing dimethyl. For 1-ethyl I will be writing ethyl. Now children, I want to ask to you, while writing the name, should I write ethyl first or methyl first? I told you, for different substituents we follow alphabetical order. Now might be you get confused that at 5th position I have ethyl. At 3rd position 3,3 dimethyl. So the first group starts with E and the next starting with D. So this should come first. No beta. The rule says the substituents are written in the alphabetical order of their name. Ethyl starts with E. Name of substituent is not dimethyl. Name of substituent is methyl. These prefixes only indicating their number. How many methyls are present? So when we decide this di-tri alphabetical order, we will not consider di-tri prefixes because they are not the name of substituent. They are simply indicating the number of substituents. So of course this is considered as ethyl means starts with E. This is considered as methyl means starts with M. So that's why of course this will come first, not this. So don't get confused by di and tri. So now you can, I think, easily write the name. First we write ethyl, 5 ethyl. On 3rd 2 methyl are there. So 3,3 dimethyl, 8 carbon chain is octane. Written, children? So these were the some rules which we used for alkanes, whether simple substituents are there, complex substituents are there, more than one substituents are there, all different categories we discussed here. Now let us start with cycloalkanes. How do we write the name of cycloalkanes? But rules for naming of cycloalkanes also remain same. We will be following the same rules. Only you need to be very careful regarding the numbering. For example, this simple compound. First we start with very simple. It's a 5 carbon chain. For 5 carbon word root is pent. Single bond pentane. Means without any confusion this compound is also pentane. But now here we write primary prefix, that is just before pentane. Primary prefix will be used. Prefix means before the chain, suffix after the chain. If cyclic compounds are there, closed chains are there, we use the prefix cyclo. Only this one new rule is introduced, all other rules remains same. That for cyclic compounds, we use cyclo prefix before word root. But for open chain compound, no special prefix is required. If it would have been an open chain, simply it is pentane. Closed chain, this is cyclopentane. Got it, children? Other rules are same beta. Just check some cases. Like I have this compound and this is one substituent and this one is other substituent beta. Rule of numbering is also same. Like if I give first position to this 1, 2. Same positions. If I give first here 1, 2. Same. When positions are same from both the ends, what is the rule we discussed in open chain? Now check the alphabetical order. When do we check this alphabetical order? Only if the positions are same beta. Otherwise, no need to check the alphabetical order. So now as this is 2 carbon substituent ethyl, this is 1 carbon substituent methyl. So of course positions are same, so we prefer ethyl. This is first, this is second. So the name is first ethyl, 2 is methyl. So 1 ethyl, 2 methyl. For 5 carbon ring beta, we will be using cyclopentane. Clear, beta? Take another case. Like I am giving you. Let us change the ring now. We will not take pentane. If case is this. Now check the rule for numbering. Beta, try to follow the same rule which we used in alkanes. And once I would say, before I tell you answer, take 1 minute, pause the video here only and write the name on your own. Once you write, then again start the video and compare your answer. I want that you should use the rules now. Okay, I'm telling you and you can compare your answer. I have 2 options for numbering beta. One, I would start from this point, 1 and 2. If I'm selecting this, at first position beta, I don't have single substituent. I have 2 substituents. So of course, I will be repeating this first position. So this is 1, 1. Positions are 1, 1. Then at second, I have only 1 substituent. So positions are 1, 1, 2. But if I start from here, then I would be having positions 1, 2, 2. Right, beta? Then the positions are 1, 2, 2. So I think now it's clear to you which one we will prefer. 1, 1, 2. Same rule. So now give numbering. This is 1, this is 2. But while writing, we will follow alphabetical order. So the name is 2 ethyl. Then at first position 2 methyl are there. 1, 1 dimethyl. For 6 carbon ring, for ring I will be using cyclo, and for 6 carbon hex and single bond in. Clear, beta? So these are the rules for writing names for cyclic compounds. But what happens if open chain and cyclic both comes together? Then how do we go? Like if I'm selecting this compound. Okay. Just check. Both open chain and cyclic are there. It's a 4 carbon ring. Now in side chain, if I will check how many carbon are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Same are there. I'm giving you some different cases. Second, if I will take this one, again a 4 carbon ring, and then this is. In this 4 carbon ring, how many side chains I have? 1, 2, 3 carbon. Right, beta? Take another case. All 3 cases we will be taking in different ways. This is, and then I will be taking this side chain, this one. Now check the number of carbon in this. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now first listen the rule beta. Then again what you have to do, you have to pause the video Write the names on your own by using the name rules which I told you, and then compare your answers which I will explain. So please follow this practice so that you can easily use the rules. First listen beta. Whenever open chain and cyclic compounds comes together, rule says first rule is very simple, that is longest chain rule. The one having more number of carbon atoms in continuous chain, not in branching beta. The one having more number of carbon atoms in chain. I'm repeating beta, we don't have to check the total carbon. IUPAC never go for total carbon. So the one having more number of carbon atoms in continuous chain would be treated as main chain. Second is side chain. Right? Second rule. If length are equal, then ring is preferred. If length are equal, then ring is considered as main chain, not open chain. Ring gets preference over open chain. Right? That's it. These are the rules only. So now first we check in first case. First your task, pause it, write the names, and then come back to compare your answers. Hope you all will follow this beta. Okay, now compare if you have done. Ring is 4 carbon ring, side chain 1, 2, 3, 4, again 4. I gave you rule. If lengths are same, then ring will get preference. So of course, this is main chain and this one is a side chain. Is present at first position. Whether you write or note, answer is same beta. So at first position, I have a group of 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon. 4 carbon group is butyl. So this is 1 butyl. Then 4 carbon ring is cyclobutane. Cyclobutane. So beta, for IUPAC nomenclature, whether we write first position or note, it doesn't make any difference. If you're not writing first position, understood कि first position है वहाँ पर. But still I will say, try to write the position because it will give you a habit of writing position. Because if you are writing position, it is not considered as wrong. Because first position, whether you are writing or not writing, this is correct in both the ways. But still I will say, try to write to make the habit of writing position. That's why I would prefer that you write the position. So 1 butyl cyclobutane. Now coming to next example. 4 carbon ring. Side chain we have 1, 2, 3 carbon. So no confusion. The one having more number of carbon atoms in continuous chain is the main chain. So again the ring would be main chain because here 4 carbons are there. Here 3 carbon are there. So this is substituent. Again present at first position, your wish, right or not. So this is 1 3 carbon substituent, propyl, 1 propyl. 4 carbon ring, cyclobutane. Cyclobutane. Coming to the next ring, 4 carbon substituent, 1 2 3 4 5. 5. Of course, ring will be considered as main chain. No, sorry, side chain, because here 5 carbon are there, in ring 4 carbon are there. So in this 5 carbon chain, again 1 2 3 4 5, this is numbering. First position, 4 carbon ring is substituent, cyclobutyl. For substituent we use alkyl, remember. So this is 1, then cyclobutyl is the substituent. 5 carbon chain, pentane. Right beta? So this is the rule how to write the naming of compounds when both ring and open chain comes together. So in this video we only talked about the naming of alkanes and cycloalkanes and when they are coming together. In next video we will be talking about how to write the names when unsaturation and functional group both will come in the main chain. So please try to revise all the rules so that we can apply these rules. Because these basic rules will remain same for unsaturation as well as for functional group. But yes, some new rules will also come. So we will be using those rules also along with these rules while writing the names for unsaturated and functional group containing compounds. So children, please till that Try to practice some more compounds.